Okay, for all the rest of these endings, I'm going to be consulting a walkthrough or a guide for these, because it's going to get way too confusing trying to keep up with what choices lead to what endings, so especially when there's 21 overall endings, so. But don't worry, there isn't any spoilers for these, so I haven't been spoiled on anything, so. Anyway, for the first lot, I'm going to go through all the choices that will lead to endings in the Moods route. So we'll keep on skipping until we come across something that we haven't picked yet. And yeah. Okay, so for this first ending, we're gonna pick this option. I'm just thinking you'd look cute as a maid. Hey, Amu, there's no need to be serious. I was just thinking. What were you thinking? I was just thinking that you look quite cute as a maid. There's a long silence. Squeeze my eyes shut, half expecting Amu to strike me, not knowing when she will. To an outside party, this precaution might seem ridiculous, as though I'm overreacting, but that outside party doesn't know Jugasaki Amu like I do. They don't know how unnaturally strong she is. Amu definitely isn't a person you want to go against. To never get on Amu's bad side was something I continually wished for every single ton of butter. That and getting taller. Well, since the latter of those wishes was never granted, I see no reason why the farmer should have been too. Stupid, lazy stars. Wait anxiously, wondering when the storm will hit. And yet... Several seconds of silence go by, but nothing happens. Anxiously, crack open my left eyelid, then my right. Sitting beside me, I see Amu. Just Amu. Not the angry, vengeful demon I was expecting. There's a small smile on her face, and for some reason she looks faintly pleased. Huh. You think I look cute, huh? Yeah, that's what I said. Well, thank you. I don't think you'd ever call me that before. You don't mind? Moo shakes her head. Being thought of as cute every once in a while might be kind of refreshing. Really? The older Moo, you wouldn't have punched me in the face for saying that. Well, maybe I'm not the older Moo anymore. Maybe I'm growing up. Growing up into more of a girl? Nah, I will always be a girl, no matter what. But that doesn't mean I had to act a certain way. I can act how I want, right? I guess. Strange, though. Strange? What is? Hearing you say something so mature. Isn't anything strange about it. I've always been mature. They're saying Moo sticks her tongue out at me. Besides, a maid outfit would be wasted on me. Too tall for it. I think I look far better on you. I mean, we already had see what we look like in a dress already. As long as we're not doing any more competitions of catching bugs. Oh. Yay, it's not a crack of lightning this time. Yes, you're so cute. You definitely had the right build for it, Action. Really short, you have pale skin, blush easily, lots of freckles, and you have really cute curly hair. Make the perfect maid. I think I'll pass on that one, but it's all the same to you. No, really, it's an excellent idea. I should pass it on to my father at once. Alright. Moo sounds as though ready to go back to the cafe. I know in reality she's just teasing me. She'd never really do that. But I start to panic, regardless. Reach forwards and grab hold of her arms, desperate and pleading. No, don't go, Moo. Come back. I don't consent to that at all. It'll be so good for our business. Think how many customers the cafe will get with you dressed up all cutely, Ak-chan. You can greet them at the door and say, "Hello, master. What can I get you? A drink? A dessert? Or perhaps me?" His turns even redder. But he is not a commodity. That's far too embarrassing. If I had to do something like that, I'd die. Well, if it proves to be that stressful, maybe it isn't such a good idea after all. I think a dead maid would draw in a certain crowd, but not the type our cafe is after. I mean, maybe Sakai can finally come and visit us in our hometown, maybe. We have a wholesome, family-friendly image we need to maintain, you know? Smiling playfully, Moo sits back down beside me. I pout, staring down at my lap. Cheeks are burning. That's mean. That's life. Doesn't even mean anything. C'est la vie. It doesn't take on any more of a meaning if you say it in another language. Guten Tag? Doesn't even mean the same thing anymore. It doesn't? No. Wow, I didn't know you were so good at languages, Ak-chan. I shake my head away from her. I shake her hand away from my head. I'm not that good with languages. Not particularly. As much as just general knowledge. General knowledge, huh? Nah, that sounds boring. I'll pass, please. You can't pass. It's an important part of life. Oh, why are the important parts of life so boring? But seriously speaking, it'd be nice to work there with you. Huh? I frown, blinking at a Moo from underneath my bangs. Why do you say that? Do you really dislike working there that much? I don't know if I don't know if dislike is the right word to use. It's just, I'm one of the youngest people there, and we've already read through this, so back to skipping. Okay, now we are back here. So we've approached Noelle this time, so we're gonna say thank you for being so kind. I think saying it like that sounds a bit stuffy, too overly formal, but it would be too embarrassing to say anything else. Thankfully, Noelle seems to understand. She accepts my words with a small nod of her head, barely noticeable to the human eye. But I notice it. Since we've been friends for so long, good at detecting the faint shifts in Noelle's body language that may go unheeded by others. It's no trouble. I'm just behaving as any person should. Really have become mature, haven't you? Have I? Don't know. Dark shadow of doubt crosses Noelle's face. Eyes narrow slightly, just slightly. She bites down on her lower lip. Once more, silence stills over us like a shroud, and once more we are going to skip past this dialogue. If it will let me. And with that, we are going to visit Noelle instead of going to see a Moo. Wow, this house is just as large and imposing as I remember it. Thought maybe my memories of this place had become skewed over time, but I was right all along. Right, in this route we never stopped by Noelle's house first. This house really is huge. was, apart from the other houses in this little village, built of wood more than a century ago, seemed ready to cave in on themselves at any given moment. This house defies all of that. This house defies history. It's a completely modern building, only a few years old, even younger than I am. Everything is so white and smooth, and there are glass windows everywhere. Front doors are so large it's almost intimidating. I can still remember when this house was being built. I used to come down here on my bike all the time, often with Moo. Sit and gawk at the construction workers bustled back and forth with their noisy machines. Never seen anything like it before. Got in the way a lot, here around on the construction sites. I think we got scolded a few times, but that wasn't enough to keep Moo away. She became even more determined every time we were sent home. Every day after school, without fail, she dragged me here and ignored all my feeble protests. Even to me, watching the construction of this house was exciting, as it was so rare for anything in the village to change. Overseeing the construction from afar became a kind of game for me and Moo. Moo and I were definitely in the minority, though. Most people were upset about the construction of this large, showy house. Maybe that's why this house was built so far away from the main body of the village, about a 10-minute walk away. I don't know. The house doesn't really feel like part of the village. It never did. It's too far away, sitting by itself near the forest, large and lonely. Something about this place feels slightly off now, though I'm not entirely sure what. It's like there's no warmth here, as though even the sun has abandoned this place. And in the garden, there's a sign. It's a sign that was never here before. It's not something I remember. The sign reads quite plainly in large characters, "For sale." This house is for sale? But why? Does that mean Noelle and her family are moving? Never heard anything about this. Moo didn't mention it in any of her letters, and she didn't tell me about it yesterday either. Neither did Noelle. I mean, it's not like we kept in contact with Noelle anyway. Nobody did. Why didn't nobody tell me Noelle was moving? Walked forward with trembling legs, down the front path up to the front door. Raised the doorstep, raised my right hand, form a fist and knock. I knock and wait. Wait there a while, arms hanging at my sides. Standing so stiffly, I must look like a scarecrow, which might be a useful talent if there were any birds around here that needed scaring. But there aren't. Noelle's home remains quiet and desolate, a wasteland. Is anybody home? Raise my fist again, ready to knock, but this soon proves to be an unnecessary action. So the entrance is a woman, tall to an almost intimidating degree. The serious expression on her face doesn't help. Hair is long and blonde, tied back in a ponytail so tight her forehead looks unnaturally taut. Wearing a pristine white blouse, ironed without a single crease, a pair of tightly fitting black pants in equally perfect condition. It's Noelle's mother, Cicada Lucy. Here you go. One marshmallow tea. Mrs. Cicada places a lily patterned cup of freshly brewed tea, complete with matching saucer, down on the kitchen table before me. Bow my head in silent thanks, face flushed pink. Somehow I felt wrong accepting tea brewed by the hands of this woman. Seems so incredibly perfect, so completely above any other person I've met. Having her serve me tea makes me feel like I'm being waited on, hand and foot, by a real member of royalty. Also, I asked her for tea, however. I didn't come here and start barking orders at her. If I had, I doubt she'd have listened to them. Mrs. Cicada ushered me into the kitchen of her own accord, and asked me if I wanted anything to drink before I even had the chance to get my bearings together. I think it would be rude to reject her offer, especially as she had already started rifling through the cupboards with army-like efficiency. So I weakly muttered the name of the first tea that came into mind. Can't bring myself to say anything. Instead, I just sipped my tea in silence, watching as Mrs. Tomato, same thing, pours herself her own cup. Really is interesting to watch her. She doesn't waste a single movement, does everything with poise and grace. She makes even a simple task, like pouring water into a cup, look like a work of art. This person really is incredible. She's incredible, but at the same time, frightening. Kitchen doesn't help soothe my nerves either. Stark white walls, clinically clean surfaces, modern coffee maker sitting on the side makes me feel like I'm not even in the same village anymore. Rose home feels like a completely different universe, separate from anything and everything else. It's a strange world where every single thing is in its proper place, a speck of dust in sight. Not a sterile environment which lacks any real warmth, fused with the smell of detergent. Feels more like I'm in a hospital than in somebody's house. That or a spaceship. Atmosphere is oppressive. Fingers tremble when I reach for my cup of tea. Eyes dart around uneasily, unsure where to rest. Once Mrs. Cicada pours her own cup of tea, she takes a seat facing me at the spotless table in the center of the room. Two of us sit together in silence, in a cold and impersonal kitchen. So, I see you come back. Yes, I have. Not that I need to confirm it. That much should be obvious, given I'm sitting here right now. That's good. I think Noelle missed you quite a bit. I am sorry. Oh, there's no need to apologize. Don't have to be so formal. Mrs. Cicada offers me a small smile. Whoever gets lost in the cold atmosphere of this room, none of it is warm reaches me. How long are you going to be here? Well, I have to go back home tomorrow. So not very long at all. I suppose you don't want this old woman keeping you then? I flinch. Well, I've been thinking something along those lines, but I don't think you're old at all. Well, thank you. Makes me feel a little better. When I still didn't laugh, I turned my attention back to my tea. I wanted to drain my cup as quickly as possible, just so I have an excuse to get out of here. Still, really can't thank you enough. Thank me? For what? For being Noelle's friend. She doesn't have many of them. Huh? I don't think Noelle has been feeling too well lately. She became even quieter than usual after you left. Worried that she hasn't been able to make friends with other children in the village. Mrs. Cicada looks troubled. I feel even guiltier for wanting to escape. Even though Mrs. Cicada is quite a serious person, she certainly isn't a bad one. It's clear she really does care about Noelle. Oh, I apologize if it's awkward to talk about such things. Might be a bit unfair. No, it's alright. I don't mind. It's just, I do worry about my daughter. She's always been so quiet. She's never been very good at talking to others, and I get concerned about it. It's alright. I'll be Noelle's friend. I know you will. You're a really good friend to her. Very good friend. Well, I don't know about that. She's a little bit quiet, but that's no problem. I like being with her. And because I like it, there's no reason to thank me. Since I enjoy being with her, I'm benefiting too. But saying it like that makes it sound like a business merger. What do I mean by benefiting? Smile awkwardly, sure whether I worded it right. It's hard to get my point across. Guess I just react badly to being complimented. Makes me anxious. People compliment you means there's a greater chance that you'll let them down in the future. Compliments seem to weigh even more heavily when they come from a woman like Mrs. Cicada. And why should she compliment me for spending time with her daughter? That makes it sound like a chore. Being with Noelle wasn't a burden. It was fun. Every day with her was so much fun. I really didn't do anything special. It might not seem like anything special to you, but I appreciate it all the same. On behalf of my daughter, I would like to thank you. If you're sure, but really, being praised like this, I don't know if it's fair. Can Mrs. Cicada truly, honestly say that I'm a good friend to Noelle? How can I be a good friend when I betrayed her? Mrs. Cicada stands by the sink, watching her use teacups. Blonde ponytail bobs with her every movement, a tendril out of place. Sound of running water fills the kitchen. It's comforting, though I'm not sure how. Maybe it's homey? At least it makes this place feel less stagnant, less sterile, less detached from the rest of reality. Thank you for humoring this old woman. Sure you didn't come here because you wanted to talk to me. I still don't think you're old, you know. That may be true, but I am old enough to know better. Huh? Mrs. Cicada continues to clean the inside of the couch with a flannel cloth, over and over again in a circular motion, but she looks distracted. I shouldn't burden you with my troubles. Just a little boy. Hey, I'm not that little. You are compared to me. No, it isn't right for me to burden you with my worries. It's just... Mrs. Cicada sighs again, shoulders drooping. I don't really know anybody in the village. It's such an tightly knit community. I feel like I'm still considered a stranger, even after all these years. It's claustrophobic. I don't say anything. Don't really know what to say. Mrs. Cicada finally turns off the faucet. Sound of running water fades away, followed by the silence that rushes to meet it. Once again, everything is deathly quiet. This house really is in a secluded area, isn't it? The person feels isolated already. Living in a place like this, where not even the sounds of the cicadas can reach you, must only serve to make you feel even more alone. Can imagine why Mrs. Cicada feels unhappy living out here. Maybe that's one of the reasons why the family have decided to move. I'm sympathetic towards this, but at the same time, I'm anxious. What about Noelle? How will she cope if her family uproots and moves somewhere else? Keep thinking back to the for sale sign in the garden. Can't shake this ominous feeling I have about it, no matter how hard I try. The worried look in my face must be obvious because Mrs. Cicada frowns, clicking her tongue against the roof of her mouth. Are you alright? Oh, I'm fine. Are you sure? Look a little bit pale. Would you like me to get you some medicine? No, I don't think I need any. I'm good. Mrs. Cicada doesn't look fully convinced, but she relents anyway. Well, if you're sure. I'm sure. There's no need to worry. Purses her lips, arms folded. It's the same face Mum wears whenever I tell her I'm too sick to go to school. I'm convinced. No one ever tells me when she's feeling ill either. Well, we're kind of alike. I suppose so. Must be why you get along so well. Maybe it's something I'm too old to understand. Mrs. Cicada sighs, turning her head away from me. These few brief moments she looks unusually unsure of herself. She really is worried about Noelle. That much is obvious. But, that's the case. Why is she leaving? Hey, I was wondering. Yes? Do you want me to get that medicine for you after all? No, it isn't about that. Are you sure? Isn't any trouble? I feel that Mrs. Cicada is quite a doting parent after all. No, I was just curious. I hope you don't mind me asking, but I mind you asking until... Well, I won't know if I'll mind you asking until you ask it. True. Can't argue with logic like that. No. Very difficult to argue with. At least that's what my husband says. I can imagine. Not that I'm trying to sound rude or anything. I wasn't trying to offend you. No offense taken. I've heard it this way, being ever so slightly intimidating. These people take you more seriously. Mrs. Cicada smiles. I wonder if she's joking or not. Can't tell. Even so, I can't help but smile back. Face flushed light pink. It's just, I noticed that your house is up for sale, and I was wondering if you're planning to move anywhere. Pause. Yes. Seems like a fair conclusion to take from that piece of evidence. That was an oddly roundabout way of confirming my statement. Pressure on Mrs. Cicada's face too. All of a sudden, it started to look strangely grim. I should be careful with my words. I'd upset her if I asked the wrong question. Okay, well, for this ending that we're going for, we're going to ask, why are you moving? I wonder if I'm being too forward again. Asking all kinds of impertinent things. I still want to know. I'm curious. I'm worried about Noelle too. The reason behind their sudden decision to move. What could it be? Oh, it isn't anything particularly interesting. Mrs. Cicada shrugs her shoulders, but expression remains grim. Husband was offered an opportunity to work elsewhere. He simply decided to take it. That's all. But what about Noelle? Well, she liked it here. Of course, we factored Noelle's feelings into this as well. What kind of parents do you take us for? Although Mrs. Cicada doesn't sound angry exactly, doesn't sound entirely calm either. I think I might have offended her. I went screaming back in my chair as far as I can go. Never liked being scolded, especially not by people a lot older than me. Hanging my head, I muttered some kind of apology, face flushed. I'm beginning to feel like I'm overstayed my welcome. At least Mrs. Cicada takes note of my discomfort, because her expression instantly softens, as does the tone of her voice. No longer sounding like a stern school teacher reprimanding a student for handing in a subpar essay, she instead takes on a gentler tone, more fitting for a discussion with a friend around the tea table. I'm sorry if I was a little terse. Been on edge lately. It's okay. I was out of line. No, that's fine. I know you only asked because you care about my daughter. It's admirable, really. I don't know. I know. No, you're a nice boy. I didn't mean to snap at you. I'm just stressed about moving. Yeah, hers got stressed about it too. There's a lot of stuff to sort out. Also paperwork, I think. It's true. It is a tiresome process. But it wasn't a decision made on a whim. Discussed it with my family at a great length this last year. Of course. I wasn't doubting that. Even so, still not sure if it's the right decision. But I've come so tired of living in this village. Tired? Yes. There's so little to do here and everything is so far away. Really, it feels like my brain is stagnating. Cicada rubs her forehead, complicated expression on her face. Maybe this sounds selfish, but I only moved here, graphical error there, because of Noelle. If it wasn't for her, I would have never come here at all. I don't think that it's selfish. The fact you sacrifice that much for your daughter is admirable. I think. Really? I hope so. Mrs. Cicada sighs, looks at me with tired eyes, underscored with lines, markers of old age. I think we need a change of scenery, a change of pace. I think it'll do Noelle some good. Maybe a sudden move will shake her up a little. It'll do me some good too. It's all I can think of doing. Silence descends upon us. In this kitchen, this house, this isolated part of the village, it really is complete silence. It's Mrs. Cicada who finally breaks it. Still, look at me, talking about myself so much. Must be bored. You want to know where Noelle is, don't you? Well, I suppose so. I mean, this is kind of the whole reason we came to the house in the first place. This is the real reason why I came here, though it would seem rude just coming out and saying it. I think Mrs. Cicada knows this already, though. She folds her arms, pondering. Well, let's see. Noelle has been spending a lot of time outside lately. I think she went into the forest this morning with her sketchbook. She must have gone to do some drawings. In the forest? Right. This might seem like a fairly vague description, but I have a pretty good idea as to where Noelle will be. She and I always used to go to one particular clearing, not far away from the main walking path to draw. If her routine had remained the same, I don't doubt she'll be there somewhere. I think she may have taken a picnic hamper with her too. Maybe she's expecting company. Company? That's right. So, you should hurry along. You're only staying here for a few days, you should make those days count. Yes, Mrs. Cicada. And you don't need to call me that. I get enough of that at work. Well, then, founder around with my words, unsure of what to say. What other way is there to address a woman much older than you? Seeing my distress, Mrs. Cicada starts to laugh. She actually laughs. It's the first time I've heard her sound so casual, so it takes me by surprise. Mrs. Cicada laughs like that. Seems like a different person altogether. Much younger one. Her blue eyes suddenly look a lot brighter and her face seems to radiate youth. The only way to really describe it is girlish. Girlish and strangely sweet. If you want, you can call me Lucy. Walk through the forest, taking to the familiar well-worn path Noelle and I used to take in the past. Foliage and loose sticks shift and snap underneath my feet. I can hear the cicadas chirping in the distance, mixed with the noisy chatter of birds amongst the trees. Around me and everywhere I look, tall trees stand proudly, Her trunk's thick, boughs laden with leaves, large branches shielding me from the sun. Sunlight that is able to filter through down to the forest floor is tinted green with leaves. It smells damp and unearthly, with soil and moss, browns and greens. The earthy scent fills me with each breath I take. This must be why my grandparents still look so healthy, despite their old age. It's because they live in a tranquil place like this. Compared to the city with its dull grey buildings and constant strings of cars congesting the road, this is far more peaceful. But I do think that humans were meant to live simply, like this, surrounded by nature. Surely this is the best, both the heart and the body. Even if the convenience store are a long way away, it's not so easy to get a hold of the jello that Noelle likes so much in the forest, or any food at all, really. Certainly wouldn't be able to have any ice creams. And if it started to rain, I don't imagine it would be so nice to live out here. It would get pretty damp and muddy. And what if you happen to catch some kind of disease? Would you just keel over and die right here in the open? Festering wounds and infected cuts, teeming with maggots. Yeah, not exactly something I would like to picture. I guess I was being a little overly sentimental earlier when I claimed that the forest was so much better than the city. I mean, if you're overthinking like that, then yeah. Medical treatment, access to food, a roof over your head while weather is poor is essential if you want to live a comfortable life as a human, I think. But still, this place really is pretty. Walk deeper and deeper into the forest. Trees clustered around me like commuters on a train. It's almost as though I'm sinking to the bottom of a pale green sea. Finally, I make my way to a small clearing where Noelle and I would always used to go. Ground is soft and mossy, the soil light brown and loosely compacted like sand. Trees in this area are especially dense, forming a circular shape with a small plot of ground nestled in the middle. They're sitting at the base of a large tree trunk, weathered with age and almost completely covered in moss. Is Noelle. Sitting there on a picnic blanket, spread out on the ground. Just like yesterday when I saw her in the park, she's wearing that white dress with long billowing skirts, like her sleeves exposing her long thin arms and sharp collarbone. Legs are crossed demurely, feet bare, toes twitching. She must have kicked her shoes off somewhere. Well, never did like wearing them very much. Her lap rests in a sketchbook. Right hand grasped a pencil. Her eyes are focused downwards. She only occasionally glances upwards to look at the subject of her drawing before returning to her sketchbook. I don't think she spotted me. She isn't paying me the slightest bit of attention. This is so very like Noelle that I can't help but smile. She's the sort of person who gets engrossed in tasks easily, to the point where she forgets about the outside world altogether. I think it's an admirable skill, because I'm always worrying about Sonic or other. Brain never shuts up, but Noelle can immerse herself in her own fantasy worlds for hours. She looks exactly the same as I remember her, all those years ago. I think it's the same, from the way she holds the pencil in her hand, the way her hair falls over her shoulder. She's even wearing the same ribbon in her hair. It's almost as though she's been waiting for me. Frozen in time, in this exact spot. It's like a princess from a fairy tale. Wait. Isn't that last line maybe just a little bit embarrassing. Now I feel foolish. It's not to worry, I must look like a stalker or something. Standing here at a distance, watching her. I should go up to her. Need to let her know I'm here. Okay, we're just going to approach her. Don't want to wait around here any longer. It was too strange, dumbly watching Noelle from a distance, making me restless. With this thought in mind, I decided to press on, not content to linger around pointlessly. You to act more like a move. Move forwards regardless of the situation. That's the best way to be. Right? Maybe not. As I walk towards Noelle, I suddenly start to feel self-conscious. Why are my footsteps so loud? Rustling, crunching, snapping, sympathy that accompanies my every movement is so ostentatious. It's almost as though I'm being accompanied by a marching band. By this point, Noelle has definitely noticed me. I set a sketchbook down to one side, and pale blue eyes fixed upon my stupid face. Now I can't just turn around and leave. That would look even more bizarre. But what kind of expression should I make? How should I get the best impression? Not like I did on my first day at my new school. I had to introduce myself to my class. Drift over almost every single word in my introduction. Write my name down wrong on the blackboard. Well, since I hardly ever use my real name, maybe that's sort of acceptable. Maybe. Just remembering it is making my face go red. Hello, Chun. Of course, Noelle is the one who greets me first. Calm, composed Noelle doesn't even blink at my noisy entrance. Hello, Noelle. Your face has gone red. Did you get stung by something? Do I look that bad? No, I was just remembering something embarrassing. Do you mean the time when you saw a cockroach in school? You were so surprised that you fell out of your chair? Now we finally get to find out about the whole cockroach thing. Face turns even redder. No, that wasn't what I was thinking of, actually. But that's a good pick. Yes, it is. You hit your head on the floor so hard you passed out. Man, that would have been embarrassing. Get knocked out all because you saw a cockroach. Yeah, I remember that. But the whole class laughed at you. You're the youngest students. I remember that too. Called you Cockroach Kid for weeks. Okay, it's not like I've forgotten or anything. Don't need to remind me. I apologize. This seems like such an embarrassing story. I'm surprised that wasn't the one you were thinking about. If I'd done that, I would think about it a lot. At least 3 times a day. A lot of embarrassing things have happened to me. Don't need to list them all. Take a seat next to Noelle, sinking down into the ground with a groan. At least the cool shade cast by the trees has calmed my face down. Maybe it's helping to stem the embarrassment too. One can but hope. So, what are you drawing? A picture. That was a very unhelpful reply. I realize that, but what of? Flowers? Trees? No, none of those. An animal? Like a bird? No, not a bird. I was drawing a rabbit. Oh? Can I see it? No. Why not? Because it isn't finished. You started it. Rabbit ran away. Oh. In my head is shame. Even though Noelle didn't raise her voice, it still feels like I'm being scolded. Maybe she has more in common with her mother than I thought. Don't worry, I'm not annoyed. Even though I ruined your drawing, even so, there are more important things. But how long were you working on it? Long enough to realize it wasn't worth continuing. Can't make it look right. Don't worry about it. Noel turns her head, offering me a small smile. It's reasonably muted. Even like the rest of Noel's expressions. But even so, it's my comfort. Glad she isn't upset. Even though Roberts are cute and sketching them makes me happy, it isn't the same. It isn't the same as what? Having a real rabbit? I don't want a real rabbit, but my parents... I do want a real rabbit, but my parents won't let me. Why? I think it will get fur around the house. Well, your house is pretty pristine. Ella doesn't seem like the type of person who would allow something like that. She is quite strict, but I don't mind so much. She simply likes everything to be in its proper place. That wasn't what I meant, though. Oh? What did you mean? Noel draws her legs up under her chin, resting her chin on her knees. Snaking her slender arms around her legs, she looks up at me from beneath her eyelashes. I mean, I'm happy. Happy that you came to see me. That's all. That's more important than any drawing of any rabbit in the whole world. That's more important than any drawing of any rabbit in all the world, I think. Man, you're way too nice, Noel. When I'm not ignoring you, that is, then... yeah, I want to keep my body parts intact. Well and I sit together, cross-legged, on a tartan picnic blanket, spread up underneath the old moss-covered tree. We're both silent, sketching. Noel procured another sketchbook from the large picnic hamper she brought with her, and handed it to me, asking if I'd keep her company. Of course, I obliged. Somehow this situation, with both of us sitting down merely like two little kids, neither making a sound, reminds me of being back in school. Pencil, also borrowed from Noel, moves across the page slowly, faltering. Drawing style is very different from Noel's, polar opposite of her firm, confident lines. Noel's sketches rest upon the page with a certain kind of authority, as though even the drawing itself is sure of its placement in the world. Mine, however, put it bluntly, they look awful. It's true that I've drawn together with Noel under this tree before. I never had much artistic talent. I overthink things and start to panic. Focus too much on the objects I'm trying to draw, and feel guilty if I'm unable to replicate them accurately. Though my subpar skills are doing nature a great disservice. If I get this anxious drawing flowers and trees that can't talk or offer any kind of criticism, I wonder just how worked up I'd get if I actually had to draw a real human being. Probably get so scared that my amateurish strokes would offend them and then have some kind of breakdown. Not very good at dealing with pressure. Well, I sit like this for a while without talking. Sounds of our pencils tracing long pages in our sketchbooks, mingle with the rush of the wind, rustling grass, and the birds in the trees. Feels a lot like it did back then. Long, lazy day that stretches out forever, almost endless. Feels as though this moment might last forever. I wish it could. But I'll ruin it if I talk. My clumsy voice and awkward syntax, I bring something irreplaceable, sharing this delicate, dainty moment between my teeth. So I kept silent. there isn't anything pressing that I really want to say anyway. And if there is, I can keep it at the back of my mind. If it wasn't starting to feel hungry, maybe I could stay like this with Noelle, frozen in silence together. But of course, I do get hungry. You have a human body, it's inevitable. You must need food to survive, after all. Holy mother, stomach sounds. And so the silence was broken by a loud rumbling from my stomach. I'm sorry. Rose smiles, sitting down his sketchbook. Hungry? Yeah, I guess. Been a while since breakfast. I never had breakfast. It slows me down. Really? But don't you ever get hungry? You can get used to anything after a while. Yeah. You may get used to it, but it's not healthy to do. I don't know if that's good for your body. Maybe that's why you're so skinny. Do I really look skinny? Yeah, just a little. More than a little, actually. I always looked somewhat ethereal, but now, worried that a single gust of wind would blow it away. That's just how I am. I have fragile bones. Even if the bones are frail, you can at least put on some meat on them. Mom frowns. Mother always tells me to eat more too. It's tiresome. She's only saying that because she's concerned about you. And I'm a little worried as well. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But eating is a pain. It takes up time and makes my stomach feel heavy. It doesn't make me feel happy. I can't help but smile at this, even if I'm trying to remain stern. All of a sudden, I'm usually defiant. I'm acting like Noelle's mother, then she's acting like a child who's being scolded. Well, it's your own life and you're free to choose what you want to do, but I still think you should eat more. Get worried about you, you know. Well, okay. That's what you think. I'll try to remember. But what? Don't tell me if you eat food at a certain time of the day you'll multiply by 2 or turn into a pumpkin. It's not that, although that would be interesting. It's just... it's already after breakfast. Suppose that means I'll have to work on that tomorrow. Why does she look so proud for realizing it? Did she think she's thwarted me or something? Of course I already knew that. I'm not stupid. I will try to remember, but sometimes I forget things. Like my socks. I always forget to wear socks. Don't your feet get cold? It's a winter, so it's fine. We'll wiggle their toes, all 10 of them, so confirming their status. Anyway, if you're hungry, I made food. Made it all myself last night. Do you want to look? I examined the picnic basket that's laying by Noel's side. Whoa, that's huge. Looks like there's enough food for 12 people in here. Maybe I made too much. Well, my grandparents keep telling me to eat some more. Sure, they'll approve. Why do you want to eat more? Because I think I'm too skinny. Don't you eat breakfast every day? Yeah, it doesn't seem to make a difference. Hey! I got you. Yeah, it wasn't a complete defeat. Flawless victory. Thank you very much. It was a lot craftier than I get credit for. But anyway, can I take a look inside? by all means, please do. And try some if you want. Like that's food isn't made merely to be looked at. With Noah's permission, I opened the picnic hamper and dig through the contents. Just as I thought. Really is a lot. The sandwiches are many different flavors, cheese, ham, even strawberry and kiwi. Careful prepared lunchboxes, I see mounds of fluffy white rice, egg omelette cooked to perfection, pickled vegetables, boiled eggs. It's almost endless. Even little octopi made of sausage pierced on sticks, and apple slices cut into the shape of rabbits. I forgot how good at cooking Noelle is. I was always surprised at her cooking skills, given she looked so daydreamy, lost in her own little world. Thought that for sure she'd be the type of person to leave pots in the boil for too long, or accidentally use too much hot sauce in a curry, but she is far better at cooking than I am. Maybe it's because cooking is like an art. It's about the presentation. It's impressive that you were able to make so much. It's not so impressive. I just felt like it. That's all. But you didn't even know if I was coming. I never confirmed it with you. What would you have done if I didn't show up? A small pause. Well, lifts her head to look at me. Pale blue eyes stared directly into mine. Somehow, it feels as though she's looking right through me. Feel about as transparent as a jellyfish. I just had a feeling that you'd come. That's all. Yeah, we already found out what happens if we, kind of left her on red, so to say. Twice. Both of them leading in death. Anyway, she says it simply, as though it's a fact. Just as one would state that someone comes after spring. Logical statement that everybody knows that doesn't need to be supported by evidence. Objective truth. Is that how much Noelle trusts me? How can she trust me to that extent if I'm so indecisive and weak-willed? I feel like maybe that serious light blue stare, she is expecting just a little too much of me. Makes me feel uneasy somehow. So a cold wind is blowing down my back. Well then. No smiles, offering me a piece of fried chicken pinched between her chopsticks. When did she pick those up anyway? Smile is so unusually vibrant. Stars seem to be twinkling around her face. Thanks for pointing out the visual for us. Do you want to try it? Feel my face flushing. Cheeks feeling hot. Huh? You want to feed me? Why not? Aren't we friends? Is that what friends do? I don't know. But I just read somewhere that food tastes more delicious if someone feeds it to you. Where did you read something like that? This book that Noelle has somehow gone in her hands on sounds kind of dangerous. Dangerous for my heart. And for my stomach too. How did the girls comic that belonged to Amu? I was about to say, it sounds like something that Amu said to us a while back. You went looking through Amu's things? Isn't that illegal? It fell out of her bag during class. Found it on the floor. I know I should have returned it as soon as possible, but I was interested. So I looked through it, just a little. Was that bad for me? Now Noelle's giving me those puppy dog eyes. I can't resist, can I? Was this another technique Noelle learned from that book? And why was Amu reading something like that to begin with? Clashes with her character. Okay, fine. Thanks for the food. Yay. So, my face still flushed, I let Noelle feed me. nibbling at the pieces of food she offers me between her chopsticks. Somehow, this kind of thing seems a little too intimate. Heart is pounding so fast I can hardly focus on how the food tastes. Well, as long as it's still beating inside my chest, we're good. I'm starting to feel tired. But walking is the best way to work off a meal, Akchan. I know, but I'm getting a pain in my side. That's no good at all. Never exercise is no good for your body. Even if it doesn't make you happy, you should still do it. Come from you, that stinks a little. And now you know how I felt. Breathing heavily, doubled over by a tree. Ankle sting. I think I must have walked into a patch of nettles by mistake. That's probably why our relaxing walk ended up being such a burden to me. But my skin hasn't gone red and blotchy. Well, if my ankles aren't red, my face probably is. You want to rest a while? I don't mind. I like it here. Thank you. So grateful for these simple words, I'm almost in tears. I feel like getting to my knees and kissing Noah's toes in gratitude. Even if the feet are still bare, caked with soil and mud. Oh great, you're a feet person, aren't you, Akchan? Great. Why would I not be surprised? Actually, I might pass into toe worshipping. Just for now. How is Noel able to navigate these woods with such ease when I, even wearing my shoes, still managed to get stung? It isn't fair. If you feel agitated, you can listen to the river. It's soothing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Soothing, I mean. I like to come down here. It's good for thinking. You do much thinking? Of course. I am a human. Brain is working all the time. I feel it works best here. It takes a seat on the ground by the side of the river. Follow suit. First, pausing to wipe away any stray clods of dirt that could stain my pants. Sit together in relative silence, listening to the sound of the river. See small insects hovering over the water, suspended in the air. Dragonfly flutters past, corn, gentle breeze. Indistinct murky shapes of fish move along through the river, carried by the current. Wish I had some bread with me so I could feed them. Well, and I always come here to feed the fish when we were younger. Trees surround us on all sides, forming a protective barrier between us and the outside world. Right here, right now. Feels as though I'm lost inside my own little universe, detached from the rest of reality. Here is just Noel and I, together, existing in a small fragment splintered off from all other life. Akchan? Noel's voice is soft. Looks pensive, curious, dipping her toes in the water as she speaks, swirling them around. What is it? Is there anywhere like this in the city? What do you mean? Somewhere quiet and peaceful. Maybe a public library? It's any place where people aren't allowed to talk after all. Oh, I see. There's nowhere as wide or as green as this, though. Too many people. Not even in the parks. I wrinkle my nose. Too crowded. There are always mothers with children there. People with dogs or gossiping students. Everywhere you go, there's some kind of noise. Possible to avoid it. Oh, that's sad. Noah sighs, staring down at her reflection in the river. When she swirls her feet around in the clear, cool water, the reflection distorts, looking strange and inhuman. Ripples forming across her features and dispersing it outward like running watercolors. I don't like people very Ouch. But you're talking to me. I'm a person, aren't I? Yes, you are a person. But you're not people. One person I think I can manage. Any more than that is just hassle. Sitting here together though, you and I are both people. We can pull together, don't we? I suppose. I'll accept this piece of logic begrudgingly, frowning. People are no good. There are too many people. It gets so noisy. It isn't pretty at all. I don't like it. I would never want to live in a place with lots of people. Not again. Sounds despondent, listless, though all the energy is drained away. Wonder what triggered it. Maybe nothing did. Maybe these resentments are ones she's been turning around in her head for a while. I don't know. Though I'm Noel's best friend, it's always been hard for me to understand what she's thinking. Honestly, I don't know very much about her at all. Not about her old life, not about her old school, not about her older friends, not even about her current feelings, right here, now. I can't understand it at all. All I can do is nod my head. Well, I kind of agree with you there. You do? I find large groups of people overwhelming as well. It's too noisy and crowded. And yet, you still had to move to a place like that? I did. Wasn't that sad? It was a little sad to begin with. I was kind of nervous. But after I met Sakai, Miho, and Yuna, everything seemed to work out. Who? People at my new school. Mean your new friends? Hey, you're still my friend too, you know. I know. Besides, I had to make new friends. I had no choice. It was the only way to fit in. The only way, is it? No sighs, shoulder slumping. Against the chair, clumps of grass with her fingers, making the green tendrils up out of the soil with unexpected strength. Though her voice remains as quiet as ever, she is clearly agitated. Doesn't tell me that, though not straight out. He isn't that kind of person. I know how that feels. Not having a choice. You do? Yeah. I know it. And I don't like it. Will's fingers continue to work at the grass, tearing out clumps. You can see small bald patches opening up in the riverbank, brown spots of exposed soil amongst the grass. Somehow it looks kind of sad. None of the grass could talk, whether it would scream or not. Will's rough treatment of it looks quite painful. In this world, the only person I can control is myself. The only person I can rely on is myself. Everybody else, I do things I can't understand. I had no way of stopping them. Watch Noelle silently. She sounds bitter. Words are cold. I wonder if this has anything to do with the fact she'll be moving. A scenario like that, it's understandable that Noelle would feel trapped, able to say what she truly wants. I know. Been there myself. But, hey, it'll be okay. How do you know? I don't, but sometimes you need to tell yourself that you can get through the hard times. How pragmatic. No turns to look at me. Holding a small clump of grass torn roughly from the ground, tipped with dirt in her right hand, squeezing it tight so her palms turn green. Wonder how long Noelle has been suffering for. How long has she been worrying in silence, nobody to turn to? I had to try and help her. Even though I was a bad friend in the past, right now, I'm here for her. I have to be here for her. Maybe this is the only meaningful way I can apologize for leaving her. I'm going to do my best. I think probably, we're right about moving, right? No flinches. Grip on the grasses, right hand tightens, fingers flexing. Doesn't reply. No words, but a reaction is all the answer I need. Well, I too didn't want to leave. I was worried about it. Naoki and Paris a lot. Mother got a little mad at me, actually. But, really, it wasn't nearly as bad as I expected, you know? Really? Yeah, I mean, a little crowded and noisy, and there are a lot of people. It took me a while to get used to the public transportation. I may have gone lost once or twice, maybe even a few more times than that. Face flushes as I remember. Those are embarrassing memories. But still, hope by sharing them it'll bring a smile to Noelle's face. That's all I want. Pride is worth nothing when it comes to Noelle's smile. It's like comparing coal to a diamond. But there isn't too much to worry about. You're still in Japan after all. Not like you're moving to a different country, right? Noelle surveys me silently, blinking slowly. Once, twice. Right. Silence. And then, yeah, that is true. It should be fine. Though she says it slowly, hesitantly, though she doesn't quite believe it. I like to think maybe, just maybe, I was able to get through to her. That's right. And we can still see each other. Maybe not a lot, but we can write letters. Letters. I think I might like that. And not to mention, all those convenience stores. You can buy as much Jello as you want. Yeah, but Elle looks at me. A very small smile crosses her face. Not too much Jello. Then it wouldn't be special anymore. Well, I mean, it's a good way to fatten you up, I guess. As evening descends, the forest air starts to smell, cut out. Confuse the M with an upside down M, W, but to smell even crisper than before. Don't know how long Noelle and I were working for, but it must have been a while. Racing around the forest aimlessly, moving from one place to another. And though it was a particularly exciting experience, it was still fun. Simply being with Noelle was more than enough to make this experience special. Though we didn't talk so much, Noelle did get uncharacteristically excited about some things. Remember with a shudder the large cluster of mushrooms she found, growing against the bark of an old dead tree. Even though she claimed her eyes sparkling. These mushrooms are really cute, and they're good for you. They have medical properties and can cure aches and pains. I think you should try one. I couldn't quite bring myself to. I don't know why. Not like I didn't trust Noelle's judgment. Uh-oh. Was she trying to secretly kill me? I'm sure when it comes to the various flora and fauna of the forest, she has a far greater understanding of it than I do. However, there's something about fungi that is inherently creepy, just like spiders or small skeleton insects. That they make a living leeching off other living beings has always seemed sinister and suspect to me. With the oncoming evening, the two of us have eventually returned to our original starting point. Small clearing with a with a large moss-covered tree. Mo's picnic blanket and wicker basket are still laid out there, in the exact same places they were before, just like exhibits in a museum. Timeless. Seeing them again feels almost nostalgic. Tattered blanket and the wicker basket, they're like objects from the past, hazy memories lingering on the edge of my mind. And though Noel and I couldn't have spent more than a few hours walking together, it feels as though we had been together in the forest for days. Chan? Noel's voice soft as falling snow. Don't trust my musing. Sounds constrained, a little quieter than usual. Voice trails off hesitantly into nothing, falling into an empty void. I turn to look at her. Her white dress, arms exposed, she looks very small, even though in actuality she is an inch or two taller than I am. Everybody's taller than I am. Chan, thank you. Huh? Why are you thanking me all of a sudden? For spending time with me. I had a fun day. Well, of course I wanted to spend time with you. I like you. Really? Noah's expression darkens. Storm clouds gather across her countenance. Pale blue eyes look oddly cold. Of course. You're my good friend. Why wouldn't I like you? Oh, I don't know. I was just wondering. Wondering what? A long pause. Takes Noah a while to articulate her thoughts. It's about a moo. A moo? Didn't expect Noah to talk about moo, so the sudden mention of her name catches me off guard. It isn't just the subject matter that makes me double take, however. It's the tone of Noah's voice. Even though it sounds just as quiet and calm as ever, something different to it. Something I can't quite put my finger on. Yeah, just don't put your fingers anywhere close to her, which should be good. If I had to try and define this mystery quality in just one word, maybe I would say foreboding. Voice is only harsh, completely devoid of warmth, but they called it heath of an unlit fire. I know that you're close to a moo. After all, she's your best friend. Been friends with her longer than you have with me. Well, yeah, that's true, but that doesn't change the fact you're one of my best friends too. So you say, but Ellen looks down at the ground. Silver hair obscures her eyes so I can't see them. I don't know what kind of expression she's making. Long white fingers begin to pick at a loose thread at the hem of her dress. Pick, pick, pick. All of a sudden, those long fingers look a lot like legs of a spider. If you want to spend time with a moo, I would understand. Oh, we weren't so understanding last time, and it definitely made. It definitely made it very clear when you put that knife through my throat. It's cold. Why is it so cold? Though evening is approaching and the wind running through the woods is a little chillier than before, don't think that's the reason. It's not the wind. It's Noelle. Sound of her voice, a choice of words, making me feel cold. I don't get it. Why are you talking about a moo? I decided to spend time with you, didn't I? And that is true, but she sighs. A soft exhale there, very slight movement from her chest, pushing inwards. Your company must be far more enjoyable than mine. That's what all our classmates seem to think. Princess is always surrounded by friends. Everybody likes talking to her. Never seen her alone before. That's because she's a sociable person. She likes talking to people. But there's nothing wrong with being quiet either. People do say that, but I wonder. Maybe it's just a nicety. Like people say, but nobody believes. Noelle, there's nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with being quiet. I don't know. I don't know what's best. Don't know what's right. Sometimes I worry. What is it that you've been worrying about? My voice is barely a whisper. It's hard to get the words out. I'm afraid to hear the answer, but at the same time, I want to know. Humans always want to know. We're nosy creatures, but even if I knew, would I be able to understand? Chun? Will stares me down intently. I don't like the ominous music that just started up. Expression is piercing. Light blue eyes don't look so dreamy anymore. Did you come back here because you want to see me? Or Moo? That instant, my body freezes. Feels as though my blood has turned to ice. Isn't that an unfair question? Came here because I want to see the both of them. Well, and a Moo. What's wrong with that? Isn't that good enough? You're both precious friends to me. But that isn't the answer to the question I asked. Try again, Ak-chan. Noelle's eyes. Something strange about them. They don't look normal. They're dark and hard, like stones or buttons. No compassion in them at all. Ak-chan, who do you like the most? Me or Moo? He asked the question pointedly, gaze focused. Can't look away from her. As though I've been pinned in place. She wants me to reply. I feel like I have to reply. But to a question like this, what on earth can I say? Well, it looks like we've been given the choice to decide where our fate leads. I like you both the same. Clear that Noelle is expecting a certain answer from me, but I can't give it. How could I? Could I tell her that I like her more than Moo when they're both my dear friends? Both mean so much to me, I couldn't possibly choose. But Noelle doesn't seem to like my reasoning. Though the expression on her face doesn't flicker, it's abundantly obvious she is unhappy. I can tell that much by the tone in her voice. Both the same? Yeah. But why? Because you both mean a lot to me and I can't choose? It's too cruel to make me choose. Legs are shaking, voices too. Girl standing before me in that white dress is Noelle, isn't it? I don't know. Even though Noelle is one of my best friends and I've known her for 7 years, right now she looks more like a stranger. It's hypocritical. You're contradicting yourself. I am? Yes. If it really was impossible to choose between us, then you wouldn't have been able to do it so easily yourself. Voice falters, breaking away like the side of an eroded cliff. I can't reply. Can't say anything. Do anything. I have no way to defend myself. How can you argue against the truth? She's right. I did choose between them. Even though I didn't want to, I did. When I moved away, Moo was the one I confided in. Moo was the one I told. Never said a thing to Noelle, reasoning that would hurt her if she knew. But I was just fooling myself. Being a coward. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to face the reality that I was moving. Create an illusion in which everything was fine and nothing would change. Happy to live out my last days in this village as peacefully as possible. Looking at it like that really was selfish. Inexcusably so. I really am a horrible friend. You're a liar. For your words are cold and unforgiving, striking my body like stones. Each and every single one leaves a wound. Don't have the heart to try and deflect their blows. Don't even know if I deserve to. Yes, I know. You really did upset me. Do you know that too? I do. Look at the ground, red-faced. I know I hurt you, and I'm really sorry. Ak-chan? Yes. I don't like people who tell lies. I'm on my futon staring up at the ceiling. Oh, I'm alive? Okay, I thought for sure she was going to kill me in the forest. Nobody is tired and exhausted after that long walk in the forest with Noelle. Brain doesn't feel sleepy at all. Just can't swish it off. Even when I close my eyes, I can still see it, playing over and over again inside my head. Expression on Noelle's face. A frightening, sinister expression that I've never seen before. Her eyes, usually so light and dreamy, looked almost completely dead, void of human emotion. All the years I've known her, never seen her make a face like that. I wonder, just how well do I know her anyway? Underneath her gently smiling face and those sleepy, half-lidded eyes, maybe something sinister was always hidden underneath. Just thinking about it is enough to make me shudder. It's almost as though invisible insects are crawling across my body, making every inch of my skin prickle. Need to stop worrying. Need to calm down. Need to go to sleep. But I'm gonna sleep after what just happened. Toss and turn in my futon, trying to get comfortable, but it's a pointless effort. In a few minutes, my body becomes consumed with nervous energy and I have to move. The room is far too hot, far too stuffy. Brain is overheating inside the crank confined to my skull. Minutes move by slowly and the pressure continues to build. I can feel it pressing against the inside of my head, making my eyes ache. All that anxiety, all that guilt, all that worry comes together in a rush, animating my body with nervous energy, left with nowhere else to go. By now, even a restless shuffling of my body fails to diffuse it. Moan, pressing my face into a pillow to muffle it. I've had enough of this. Can't take it anymore. Maybe I say that. I'm so orchestrated by fate. I hear a noise. Sound of knocking. It's late hour of night. Moon is up and the streets are dark. Somebody's knocking on the door. Heart seizes up inside my chest. Cold sweat begins to bead on my forehead. Who could it be? Who is it outside? Meanwhile, turning these questions over in my mind, I think I know the answer. It could only be one person, couldn't it? Noelle? Will it be the Noelle I know, the soft smile and the unfocused light blue eyes staring off into the distance? Or else, will it be the new girl I met earlier? Cold, harsh, almost inhuman person. Still can't believe it's really Noelle. I shudder and draw my covers over my shoulders like a cape, though it might protect me. Of course, such a delusion doesn't work for me anymore. Too old to believe that pretending to be a superhero would genuinely save me from any adversity. Even as I do this, wasting time, sound of the knocking continues. It doesn't get louder, it doesn't get faster. It keeps going at the same slow, unhurried pace. I'm sure, even if I ignore it, it won't go away. Girl can be quite stubborn at times. Though she looks frail, she has a strong constitution. She was willing to walk almost a 2-hour-round journey to the nearby town, just to pick up some of that jello she likes so much after all. She isn't a person who can be taken lightly, especially not when she's in this mood. To make matters worse, no idea what this mood actually entails. It'd be pointless to just wait it out. I won't get anything accomplished. It will probably just upset Noelle even more. I don't want to upset her. Done that far too much already. This is some kind of test. I need to face it. Can't just try and ignore it. If it will go away, like I do with the rest of my problems. If I keep behaving like that, then I won't make any progress. Like a creature in a swamp, trapped in primordial ooze. The only way I can evolve into a real human being is to take the first step outside of the swamp, up into dry land. I need to go forward. I've been avoiding this for far too long. Slip out of my futon and pick up my discarded clothes, fold neatly on the floor. Pull my jacket over my pajama shirt, hands trembling. Oh wow, I can still hear it. Dull drone, that continuous knocking. I listen sync with my own heart, beating faster against the inside of my ribcage. Standing on the doorstep of your house, waiting for a while already, but it was a few minutes compared to a couple of years. I am a patient person. There's just this much. I can bear it. I won't give in. I'll never give in. It's cold outside, especially since I'm wearing this old dress. I don't mind it all that much. I've learned to get used to it. People can get used to anything, really. My right hand curled into a fist, I knock on your door. Over and over again, I knock. Not polite to be too noisy. Don't want to wake up your grandparents. They're nice people. With this bit of common courtesy in mind, try to make my knocking as indiscreet as possible. But I still want you to hear me. Till you come to answer me, I won't stop. I won't give up. I can't give up. I need to keep knocking. Even if the skin peels away from my bones, and if blisters begin to form between my fingers, even if my knuckles turn bright red, even if my hand freezes up from the cold and the pain, I can't move it anymore, I still won't stop knocking. I'll just force myself to keep going. Tell myself this, I'm going to stay true to it. I don't want to betray my own principles. People are no good in this world. You can't trust people. Move around in herds just like animals. Go with the majority and agree without thinking, nodding their heads in unison. This isn't a bad thing if you're part of the crowd, but people exclude you because of how you look or act. It will cost you. Everybody will turn against you. Nobody will stand by your side. That's because nobody wants to stand out. They go against the majority and end up suffering too. That's just how the world works. Not as though I don't understand that point of view. Understand it perfectly. Even sympathize with it. Nobody wants to be hurt. Nobody wants to be excluded. Nobody wants to be alone. So people continue to act based on their own self-interest. And doing so, trap on the feelings of others. It can't be helped. You don't want to be hurt, you hurt others. It makes sense. I understand it. I could do that too. I'm sure I would. Everybody tells lies. Everybody will betray you. Even if that person is your best friend, they had to kill you to save their own life, it would. It definitely would. Might sound cruel, but I don't think it is. It's simply the truth. People who can't admit that are just deluding themselves. Not going to portray myself again. Not going to be betrayed again. I'll make sure of it this time. Like us both the same? Don't make me laugh. It seems you finally heard me. Front door finally opens. Opens hesitantly, creaking inch by inch. Acting so cautious, almost as though you're answering the door to a stranger. I wonder why. I wonder. Not a stranger, am I? I thought we were friends. Stand there in the doorway, looking much the same as ever. Blonde hair is slightly disheveled, only in front of your eyes. Look distracted, staring down at your own feet. Face is pale, far too pale. Can't help but worry about you, just a little. Are you feeling sick? Is it my fault? No, well, sharply observed. Yes, it's me. You laughed nervously and ruffled your hair with one hand. That's one of your habits, isn't it? Done it ever since I can remember. I explain why your hair always looks so messy. I feel like pointing it out, not for any particular reason. You always do that when you're anxious. Huh? Do I? Yeah, you're anxious right now. Just a little. I mean, I was wondering. What you're doing outside my house so late at night? I apologize for intruding. There's nothing I need to talk to you about. That's all. Couldn't it wait until tomorrow? I shake my head. No, I need to know right now. Watch your face closely, trying to gauge your emotions. Face has already been expressive. Jump between being shocked, shy, and blindingly, almost overwhelmingly cheerful on a frequent basis. Even though you're quiet, you find it hard to express yourself. Words, your face is often unable to do it for you. It's always easy to tell what you're thinking. This must be why you have so many friends. It's your face. It always looks so open, so expressive. People naturally converge around you. They trust you. Because you're bad at obscuring how you feel. You're easy to trust. Even though you're shy, I think no matter where you go, you'll always be able to find somewhere to fit in. You're lucky. Face isn't like mine. Mine always looks the same, regardless of how I feel. Never changes at all. Hardly ever. Maybe it used to when I was younger, but soon I lost the ability. Thought you and I had something in common, but I was wrong. You're far more likable than I could ever be. Sadly, though I hate to admit it, you're probably more similar to Mood than you are to me. It must be why you two get along so well. Because you're both bright, warm people, naturally attract others. People like that are really better off together, aren't they? People who never know what it means to be lonely never be able to relate to people like me, no matter how hard they try. Maybe I could allow it. Maybe I could excuse it. Maybe I could forgive it. But I can't forget that. Can't forget the fact that you lied to me. Said you liked us both at the same time, but how can that be true? You really liked us the same? And surely you would treat us the same. But you didn't. Why didn't you? Why? It's because you lied. Ak-chan, I want to know. Yes? Tremble when you look at me. Even though you're trying to hide it, I can tell. You're scared. You're scared of me. How did this happen? I thought we were friends. Maybe we were more than that. You really are the most important person to me, you know? Ak-chan, who do you like the most? Me or Moon? I speak softly. When suddenly sounds too loud, too oppressive. Or you won't hear me. What if you can't hear? If you don't hear me, then it's alright, isn't it? If you don't hear, then I don't need to go through with it. I don't need to. I don't want to. But I'll be backing out. I already promised myself. Can't break promises that I made with myself. If I can't trust myself, who else can I trust? Watch your lips closely as they form the answer. It's the answer that I already knew when you would give me, even before I asked. The false answer. The lie. Why do you keep lying to me when I care about you so much? Why? I can feel the weight of the box cutter in my hands. Though it's fairly cheap, case made of plastic, the blade is sharp, closed silver under the moonlight. Had it behind my back this whole time, but you never even realized. Maybe that isn't fair. It's cruel. Never even had a chance to get away. Even though you're suspicious of me, even though you're frightened, still far too trusting. I'm sorry, Ak-chan. I'm sorry. Huh? What are you sorry about? Well, I do think you're a good person. That's the truth. What? What do you mean? We've finally seen it. Noel, what are you doing with that? I don't like wasting words if I don't have to. That's why I won't tell you. You should know by yourself already. That really was a pointless question. I'm sorry, Ak-chan. Sorry that your last words were so uncool. Ow, a jugular. And got ending 1, liar. Yeah, we're definitely going for a murderous yandere girlfriend now. Now we're definitely starting to get into it. Yeah, also just had a thought, because in the last ending she mentioned about a rabbit. Was that perhaps the rabbit she was drawing before? Because in the last ending we didn't actually go meet with her. And yeah, she was sitting there waiting for me, drawing that rabbit. Oh god, did she actually bring that box cutter with her? If so, was that with her when we were, having lunch with her and everything? Because it's the only time I can think about it. With her, testing the box cutter out on the rabbit. But yeah, well, so got several more endings to go through, so I guess I'll be right back. Okay, going back to this one, we now need to say, I like you more than a moo. See how this plays out. Yes, that's it. The only answer I can give, isn't it? Didn't I feel guilty for simply thinking about it? It's the only answer Noelle wants to hear. I can tell, judging by that cold, hard look on her face. In these oppressive surroundings, trees pressing in on me from all sides, Noelle fixing me with that lifeless stare that reflects no light. Don't know what else I can do. Nothing I can do. Hope if Moo ever finds out, she'll forgive me. And hopefully not turn out to be a murder shandari like Noelle here. Otherwise we are screwed. I'm sorry. No, I'm a coward. Just don't know what else to say. I like you more than a moo, Noelle. Noelle accepts this response with a slight nod of her head, but she still doesn't turn away. Eyes bore into mine with an intensity that makes me shiver. Is that true? Yeah, it's true. She surveys me coolly, unblinking. Lips are pursed slightly, eyes furrowed. Silence that sits around us, the cicadas chirp. Continue to chirp this evening, just as I had done every evening for as long as I can remember. But even though this is comforting familiarity, it isn't enough to lift that feeling of unease cold in the pit of my stomach. Why does it feel so cold? I don't know if I believe you, Akchan. I flinch. Given how badly I treated her in the past, it's understandable. If I was in a war situation, I wouldn't believe in me either. But I know you're not a bad person. Do not like to tell lies. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this time. I understand. I'm sorry. It's fine, but Noelle's eyes are still cold, but I don't look as blank as before. At least I can see some of the compassion in them, some vestige of reason and emotion, even if they are only faint. I'll keep your response in mind, and at some point I might test you on it. Test? Or nods. Yeah, a test. But don't worry. Slowly but surely, a smile creeps its way onto her face. Unpleasant, poisonous smile that I've never seen her wear before. I'm sure you'll pass it. I believe in you. That pass involving a box cutter by perchance. Oh, we're back into the same thing, so... Oh. Okay, I was expecting to be out here with a moo. Hey, Noelle. Who stands before me, one hand on her hip? Looks awkward. Eyes dart from here and there, sure where to settle. She doesn't like me. No, she doesn't like me. It's why she doesn't want to look at me. Well, I don't want to look at her either. I hate her. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, she's talking to Noelle, not... Okay. I realized, yeah, she's not talking to, Akchan. Why is she saying that she hates me? Or to be more precise, I hate her mouth. Hideous, gaping, grotesque mouth that scorned me without realizing it. Pressing on me my own inadequacy over and over again. Kept flaunting the fact that he kept in contact with her, but not me. I hate it. Don't know how many times I wanted to take a needle to it. Closing lips together with dark black string. Puckering it, raising the flesh, irritating the skin. I don't know how many times. At this point, I've lost count. I don't want to count it. It's unpleasant. I have a lot of unpleasant thoughts. They've been getting worse lately. Yeah, we've kind of been on the receiving end of that. Look at the mood coldly. My expression doesn't twitch in the slightest, even as I stare at the disgusting, hateful mouth. Mouth that has caused me so much pain. Mouth that I've hated for so long. Want to break her teeth, make her cough up blood, beg for mercy at my feet. Once I want to be in control. Why did you call me out here anyway? Voice carries out to me, out of my stupor. Shake my head a little, trying to regain my bearings. The inside of my mind feels all jumbled and disoriented, and it hurts. It takes me a while to pick everything back up. It's getting worse. This dull pounding in my head, tight feeling in my throat, spiral bubbling up in my stomach. Brain won't stop thinking. Wish it would stop thinking. Then I wouldn't have to feel so bad. Then I wouldn't have to feel so guilty. It's about Achan. Yes, I know that. That's why I came here. He looks exasperated. Touches her foot on the ground, hand still on her hip. Looks so careless, so casual. Almost like she's been waiting for a train. Cold gust of wind blows past. Trees make a low wailing sound, branches rustling. Moo's pink hair flutters in ghostly tendrils, like jellyfish drifting in the wide blue sea. Park really is pretty at this time of night. What's wrong with Achan? Why do we have to come to the park to discuss it? It's chilly. Moo shivers, wrapping her arms around her middle. It's alright. We're just going to talk. You know, when you say that, it makes it sound like something bad's gonna happen. Seems my attempts to initiate conversation didn't work as I planned. Not that it matters. I don't intend to drag this conversation out for much longer. Look, Noelle, you like him too, don't you? Huh. Body tenses. A few moments, it felt as though my heart stopped beating. Isn't that what this is about? Both like him, now you want to confront me about it or something? I don't know. It's a situation I've read about a little in girls' manga. Two rivals who love confront one another and have a contest to see who gets the guy. I never thought something like that would happen in my boring life, though. Me shrugs, gives me a sheepish smile, half-hearted attempt at fostering some kind of bond between us. Don't know why she's trying to be friendly now. Never was before. Feels kind of pointless, but I don't tell her this. Even I think that would be mean. Rude, even. But never want to disregard somebody's attempt at hospitality. Parents raised me better than that. Maybe it makes it exciting. Perhaps I should thank you for it. I shake my head. No, you don't need to thank me. I can't stand her laughter. How can she stand there, laughing, so everything is fine in the world? Never been afforded that luxury. Not allowed it because I'm weird. My hair is the wrong color. My skin is too pale. My name is foreign. I'm far too quiet. I'm a freak, a loser, an outcast. I'm hated. Not even you like me. No, I thought you were my best friend. If you did care, why did you abandon me? Why did you abandon me but not Moo? Why did you write letters to her? Why? And yet, earlier, you said that you liked me more. Even though you still picked her. I'm not stupid. Not going to fall for such a trick so easily. Don't want to be betrayed, so I refuse to simply swallow everything I hear. I need to test this theory. I need to know the truth. There's a weight in my skirt pocket. A box cutter. It's cheap with a plastic casting. The blade is sharp and cuts just as well as any knife. I think it will be sharp enough. I hope it will be sharp enough. Make sure it's sharp enough. Well, at least my spleen's not being cut this time. I stand on your doorstep. Dress is splattered with clouds of dirt, mixed with splotches of dark red. Looks almost artistic, I think. Pretty. You don't seem to think so. You stare at me, mouth agape, and eyes wide as saucers. The vein in your neck tenses, as you're unable to scream. I proffer something towards you, held in my cupped hands. An eye. Bright green eye. Wet and slimy. Some kind of strange mucus. Glimmering under the light of the moon. Well, at least it's not my eye, I guess. I stare into your eyes, searching for the truth. How do you feel about me now, Ah-chan? Do you still like me more than Amu? You take a step back. Face is as white as paper. Look as though you're going to be sick. But you aren't. I'm surprised. Thought your constitution was weaker than that, but you're holding together surprisingly well. Maybe it's the shock. Shock and fear sticking your body together like tape and glue. This is a joke, right? I shake my head. Wind catches my hair, making it flutter behind me. Feeling is not a joke, Ah-chan. I'm completely serious, you know. Do you still like me more? Do you? If you like me more to begin with, there's no problem, right? I smile. It's an empty mockery of a smile that makes my face hurt. Feels wrong, though my muscles are being contorted by puppet strings. It's hard to smile. After 2 years, I seem to have forgotten how. Since you like me the most, who cares what happens to Amu? You made your decision, Ah-chan. I hope you weren't lying. Ending 2. Proof. Eesh, that's not the proof that I exactly wanted, but at least it's not one of my body parts. And at least it's not me being stabbed with a box cutter this time. I'm looking forward to the rest of these endings. Wonder how many gruesome ways we're going to be dying in the next ones.